Good Monday morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We've had a really good one. We have been in Florida for a week, so we end up, getting away from the snowy, bad, cold weather from Kentucky, and not been a bad thing. It's been the coldest day here. I think it's been 72, so we're not complaining about that. We're actually on our way to Key West today. We've never been. We're excited about that, and we had about 3 days in between conferences. We were this past week been in Fort Lauderdale for Pro Dealer Group. Great meeting as always, and just always great to get there and talk things out with the group and learn new things and maybe bring some things to the table ourselves. And when we get back to Fort Lauderdale after this next day or two, is we're going to be going to Quench water and at that conference. So we're back-to-back conferences. Not a bad place to have a conference in Fort Lauderdale. And so it's been really good, but we're excited what new products they've got out. And so we've just been having some great time. And me and Renee love, we of course driving is about a 16-hour drive, but we love it. And we get to talk things through and just kind of just work through a business. And we've drove all the way down here, and I don't think we've turned the radio on one time and been talking the whole time. So, but Renee had a real good idea for the video today we was talking about, and I always like having her as a special guest on here, and everybody knows her, and so what would you talk about?
So I thought we could talk about whether you have an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset, and I find that sometimes I have both. At times I am in too much of a scarcity mindset, and at other times I'm in abundance mindset, and things go much better when I'm thinking abundantly. But in my sales career, of course, when I'm thinking in abundance, I'm more willing to go into to see a prospect, or I'm more willing to make that phone call. But if you are thinking in scarcity mindset, you may not make the best decisions all the time. So having an abundance mindset and working on that with your time, because if you feel like you don't have enough time, you're not going to have enough time. If you feel like you don't have enough money or resources, you're not going to have enough money or resources. So you have to think about it, and everybody has so much time. Everybody has an amount of resources. So you do have things to work with. So how can you use those more abundantly?
Yeah, and that's one thing I love. She told me that the other day, just like that, and that's something we try to think about. And we always say, we may not be the biggest dealer in the room, but we bring a lot of benefit to it with what we have to work with. And I think that's the way all of us can be. It don't matter if it's life or business. You can bring a lot to the table. And when you show up at something like that, I always try to be a positive person. That's something I really work on. I always ask people how their day's going, and I love doing that because it throws people sometimes. You ask them out, they're not used to people asking them something nice, and so that's something to work on. So there's a lot of things we can work on with this. Think in abundance, think of being positive, and let's continue as we go through this week doing more of that. So everybody just continue just to having a blessed week, and let's continue just being a positive view out there. And continue praying for my mom, keeping her strong. She had her second round of chemo, and she's doing okay right now. A few little issues, but just keep strong and keep her faith strong. So everybody continue just being safe out there, and everybody have a blessed and wonderful week.
Have a great week.